Go ahead and check out this 2011 Honda Accord LX. Now, as far as styling goes on this 2011 Accord, I think it's somewhat handsome. However, back in 2011, it was slightly dated compared to the rest of the competition. Now, this Accord generation came out in 2008, and when it came out in the 2008 model year, it was okay in the styling department, but as time went on, it really started to become very dated looking. Now, in 2011, you had new competitors in the mid-size sedan segment from the 2011 Hyundai Sonata as well as the 2011 Kia Optima, which introduced very distinctive looking designs that were never seen before on a mid-size sedan. Now here goes the key fob for the Accord. As you can see, it's a regular old key fob here. Looks like it came straight out of the mid-2000s here, but Smart Key wasn't even available on the 2011 Accord. In 2013, that's when they introduced their Smart Key, but you do have your unlock, lock to release your trunk, and your panic button, of course. Now it is a blue exterior color with a gray cloth interior, manual driver's seat adjustments. Now stepping on into the interior of the Accord, as you can see, it has a pretty utilitarian design here, and there's lots of room inside of this cabin here. The step-in height is also pretty low. And what you're hearing is that 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. Now coming to your transmission, you have a 5-speed automatic with lower gear selection. Now if you wanted a backup camera on the Accord back in 2011, you had to step up to the EXL trim with navigation to get a rear view camera. Then you also do have your e-brake right here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window as well. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. The Honda Accord has always been one of the sales leaders in the mid-size sedan class, starting way back in the early 90s. And then even today, it's still one of the leaders in terms of sales, along with the Toyota Camry that sits right beside it. You have halogen headlights with halogen daytime running lights. Pretty simple looking, inoffensive design here. Now under the hood you have a 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder producing 177 horses at 6,500 RPM with 161 pound-feet of torque at 4,300 RPM, with EPA estimates being 23 in the city and 33 on the highway. Now it's a very proven motor, very reliable of course, gets the job done, gets you from point A to point B without fuss. Now optional, back in 2011, an Accord V6 was available, a 3.5 liter V6. Now, competitors of the Accord back in 2011 was the Hyundai Sonata, of course, its long-term rival, the Toyota Camry, Ford Fusion, as well as the Kia Optima, Volkswagen Passat, Chevrolet Malibu, Nissan Altima, Subaru Legacy, as well as the Mazda 6. Still had many competitors even 3 years ago. Rear window defroster, of course. And then in 2011, they actually updated the Accord in terms of styling and the feature content. They introduced this part with the taillight design. Wasn't that big of a change, but made it look a little bit more interesting. Power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, soft touch cloth armrest. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of the Accord here, it was pretty average for the class in 2011. Now, this is actually probably one of the worst generations of the Accord in terms of its build quality and materials. Hard touch on the mid-door panel, but if you do step up to the EXL trim, you do get this nice butter soft leather trim on the mid-door panel. Upper door panel is kind of also hard. Hard touch on the dashboard too. This is not the greatest of the Accord in terms of its materials. The build quality is not the greatest either. There are some panel gaps in this Accord cabin here, but it's pretty average for the class. It wasn't the worst in the class, but it wasn't the greatest either. Now, coming to the center stack here, the Accord in this generation was criticized harshly for its button-happy center stack controls, and it's very busy looking too. However, it does have very big and easy to read buttons, and that's what I really like about it. But once you get used to it, it's very easy and simple to do. You have your AM, FM, optical disc drive, CD player, auxiliary, and then your title and your clock, and then your folder right here. But as you can see, it's just very busy looking. But I do love how big the buttons and the knobs are. You do have your AC buttons on this portion right here, fan speeds, your different zones of course, and then your temperatures are located right there. And then that little center screen right there is going to display what radio station you're on, and then your digital clock. Very basic. Manual dimming rearview mirror, interior illumination lighting too, of course. Down there you have two storage cubbies. Right there you have two cup holders. Then here's your center console. You have an auxiliary input down there, which came standard in the 2011 model year, and then your 12-volt power outlet is down there. Now, as far as visibility goes out of the Accord, visibility has always been a strength of the Accord. Lots of glass area all around, and the mirrors do show quite a lot too. And this is a pretty big vehicle, and the EPA actually classified this as a large car when this came out in 2008. Now, as far as the seats go, the seats are a little on the firm side. They're not as soft as, say, as the Toyota Camrys. There's a decent amount of side bolstering, however, they're just quite firm. They don't have a lot of padding in them. Now, coming to the steering wheel, very basic looking steering wheel design here. You have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, cruise control buttons over here. Manual tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Coming to your gauge cluster, the gauges are very clear and easy to read. Love the gauges. And then you have your fuel gauge right there, of course. Very basic, as you can see. TFT display was an optional, of course. And then you have your trip odometer right there, too, in particular. Now, though I admire the 2011 Honda Accord's nicely weighted and communicative steering, much of the rest of the driving experience is a minor letdown. In particular, the body rolls too much in corners, and the ride quality isn't as comfortable as what you'll get from other top sedans. Another concern is the greater amount of road noise than expected in this segment. Now, the base 4-cylinder engine is pretty unremarkable, providing leisurely acceleration, but the upgraded 190 horsepower version is more refined and offers the same fuel economy. Past Honda V6s have been something to brag about, but the 2011 Accord V6 lacks bottom-end torque and feels noticeably less powerful than the comparable V6s of the competition. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including the rear seat passenger space as well as the trunk capacity. Back here you'll find a generous amount of cargo capacity. You also do have a ski trunk pass-through. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Now, sitting back here, it is pretty roomy, I have to say. There's ample amounts of passenger space. Lots of legroom back here. I think that's one of the strengths of this Accord generation. They do have dual map pockets back here. And of course, a rear center armrest with cup holders. Seats are fairly comfortable back here. Pretty supportive too. However, they are lacking a little bit of thigh support. Alright. Full manual passenger seat. Glove box compartment. It's not damped, unfortunately. Alright. So with ample passenger space, excellent visibility, with its 4-cylinder fuel economy, available coupe body style, and excellent resale value, the 2011 Honda Accord was a top choice back in 2011 if you were shopping for a mid-size sedan. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.